Hypersonic launch detected. Russian MiG-31K. Kinzhal missile away. Mach 10 speed. Target, Romania NATO base. 4 minutes to impact. USS Arleigh Burke engaging. SM-6 interceptors launching. This is air combat. Black Sea, international waters, 180 miles from Romanian coast. USS Arleigh Burke Aegis destroyer on patrol. Spy 1D radar scanning 360 degrees. Routine mission. Standard deployment. Eastern flank protection. Then everything changes. SPY-1D detects ballistic trajectory. High altitude launch. Western Russia. Missile accelerating. Mach 5. Mach 7. Mach 10. Hypersonic threat inbound. 240 seconds until Romanian territory hit. Kinzhal. NATO designation AS-24 Killjoy. Russian Kh-47M2. Air-launched ballistic missile. MiG-31K carrier aircraft. Launch altitude 60,000 feet. Speed Mach 10 terminal phase. Range 100 miles. Maneuverable re-entry vehicle. Nuclear or conventional warhead capable. Tonight conventional 100-pound penetrator. Target, Mihail Kogolnicianu Air Base, Romania. NATO F-16s stationed. Patriot batteries deployed. American troops present. Article 5, trigger if hit. USS Arleigh Burke, commanding officer, 24-year Navy career. Surface warfare specialist. Aegis combat system expert. Trained for this exact scenario. Never believed would face it. Hypersonic missiles, theoretical threat. Now real, now inbound. Now his responsibility stop. Captain orders battle stations. Crew responds instantly. Years training, monthly drills. Readiness, absolute. Best hypersonic defense? A. SM-6, B. SM-3, C. THAAD? Comment your choice. SPY-1D radar tracking perfectly. Kinzhal trajectory calculated. Impact point confirmed. Mihail Kogolnicianu Air Base. 12,000-foot runway. F-16 Fighting Falcons. Air Defense Headquarters. 1-800 Romanian and American personnel. Warhead penetrator designed to destroy hardened aircraft shelters. Conventional strike, but strategic implications enormous. NATO territory attacked. Russian aggression overt. Collective Defense Clause activated. World War III design ins enormi dersh 3 potential. Arleigh Burke carries 96 vertical launch system cells. Mix of weapons. 24 SM-6 Standard Missile 6. 32 SM-2 Standard Missile 2. 16 SM-3 Standard Missile 3. 20 Tomahawk cruise missiles. 4 ASROC anti-submarine rockets. Tonight, SM-6 matters. Dual role missile. Anti-aircraft and anti-ballistic capability. Maximum range 250 miles. Maximum altitude 110,000 feet. Mach 3.5 speed. Active radar homing. Perfect hypersonic interceptor. According to Air Combat Command analysis, Kinzhal poses extreme challenge for missile defense. Speed Mach 10 equals 7,600 mph, 2.1 miles per second. Maneuverable flight path complicates interception. Targets moving ships or hardened facilities. Russian propaganda claims unstoppable. American engineering about to test that claim. SM-6 designed specifically counter hypersonic threats. Theory meets reality next 4 minutes. Captain orders fire control solution. Combat systems officer calculates intercept geometry. Kinzhal altitude 80,000 feet. Speed Mach 9.8 and accelerating. Distance 210 miles. Closing rate combined Mach 13. Intercept window narrow. Launch window narrower. Decision required now. Captain orders launch 2 SM-6 missiles. Redundancy essential. 1 malfunction acceptable. 2 malfunction catastrophic. Fire command given. Wait for SM-6 launch. What happens next determines NATO credibility forever. VLS cell opens. SM-6 erupts vertically. Solid rocket booster ignites. 60,000 pounds thrust. Acceleration 40 Gs. Speed Mach 3.5 in 8 seconds. Smoke trail white against night sky. Second SM-6 launches 3 seconds later. Identical trajectory, redundant coverage. Fire control radar tracking both interceptors and threat. 3 objects. Convergence point calculated. 140 miles northeast. 65,000 feet altitude. 90 seconds until intercept attempt. Russian Southern Military District monitoring attack. Ground control transmits targeting updates to Kinzhal. Mid-course guidance corrections. Maneuvering sequence activated. Missile vector changes. Evasive action. American radar tracks deviation. Fire control adjusts interceptor course. SM-6 active radar seeker activates. Independent target acquisition. Track via missile data link backup. Multi-layer guidance ensures hit probability maximum. Romanian air defense activates. Patriot PAC-3 batteries Mihail Kogălnicianu on alert. Radar tracking Kinzhal. Terminal defense backup if SM-6 fails. Engagement altitude 50,000 feet. Range 20 miles. Last-ditch protection. Prey unnecessary. Patriots capable, but hypersonic targets challenging. SM-6 must succeed. No second chance, no margin error. Fe-16 fighting Falcons scramble immediately. 12 fighters airborne, cannot engage ballistic missile, but can counterattack Russian aircraft. AIM-120D AMRAAM loaded, 100-mile range. MiG-31K launch platform already fled, returned Russian airspace. Cowards attack, launch and run, F-16s orbit defensively. Ready engage follow-up strikes. Air combat doctrine, defend ground, control sky, project power. Maximum altitude SM-6 intercept? A. 50,000 feet. B. 110,000 feet. 200,000 feet. Answer at mission end. 60 seconds to intercept. First, SM-6 tracking Kinzhal perfectly. Active radar seeker locked. Target resolution clear. Hypersonic closure rate computing. Intercept geometry optimal. Proximity fuse armed. Blast fragmentation warhead 140 pounds. Design destroy aircraft. Adapted destroy missiles. Kinetic energy plus explosive force equals hypersonic kill capability. Theory proven in testing. Combat validation imminent. Kinzhal maneuvers again. 8G turn at Mach 10. Physics extreme. Structural stress enormous. But missile survives. Course change 15 degrees. Evasion attempt. SM-6 compensates instantly. Thrust vectoring adjusts trajectory. Guidance computer recalculates. Lock maintained. Intercept solution updated. American technology adaptive. Russian maneuver insufficient. 45 seconds. Second SM-6 trailing primary by 8 miles. Backup interceptor monitoring engagement. If first missile fails, second engages immediately. If first succeeds, second self-destructs. Ammunition conservation matters. Magazine depth limited. Future threats possible. Smart doctrine, efficient warfare, air combat professionalism. Romanian government emergency session. Parliament notified. President briefed. NATO Article 5 consultation initiated. Secretary-General conference call. All 32 nations monitoring. Russian missile inbound NATO territory. Collective defense clause clear. Attack on one equals attack on all. American destroyer defending Romanian airspace. Alliance solidarity demonstrated. Deterrence credibility tested. Everything depends next 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Kinzhal enters terminal phase. Final dive toward target. Speed increasing. Mach 10.5 now. Altitude decreasing. 70,000 feet. 65,000 feet. 60,000 feet. Mihail Kogălnicianu Air Base, 90 miles ahead. Impact 48 seconds if unchecked. Personnel sheltering. Aircraft dispersed. Defenses active. Hope in American technology. Faith in SM-6 capability. Trust in air combat superiority. Active or passive radar for hypersonic tracking. Comment A for active or P for passive. 20 seconds. First SM-6 terminal phase. Closure rate Mach 13.5. Combined velocity 10,260 meters. 150 feet per millisecond. Intercept window microseconds. Radar seeker tracking. Infrared backup confirming. Dual mode guidance ensuring accuracy. Proximity fuse countdown. Warhead arming. Impact imminent. 15 seconds. Visual confirmation impossible. Too fast, too high, too dark. Only radar sees. Only computers calculate. Only missiles execute. Human role finished. Technology decides outcome. American engineering versus Russian engineering. SM-6 versus Kinzhal. Defense versus offense. Air combat versus aggression. If you believe missile defense stops hypersonic threats, type air combat below. 10 seconds. Intercept. SM-6 detonates 30 feet from Kinzhal. Blast fragmentation warhead explodes. Thousands tungsten fragments. Expanding cloud Mach 3. Shrapnel impacts hypersonic missile. Kinzhal structural integrity compromised. Airframe fractures. Warhead separates. Guidance fails. Missile tumbles. Hypersonic threat becomes falling debris. Intercept successful. Target destroyed. Air combat delivers. SPY-1D radar confirms kill. Kinzhal radar signature fragmenting. Multiple pieces tracked. Ballistic trajectory degraded. Impact point shifted. Ocean not land. Threat neutralized. Second SM-6 receives abort command. Self-destruct safely. Magazine conservation achieved. Captain announces, Splash 1 Kinzhal. Crew erupts. Cheering, relief, pride. First combat hypersonic intercept in history. USS Arleigh Burke. American technology. Air combat supremacy. Debris impacts Black Sea. 40 miles from Romanian coast. Safe distance, no casualties, no damage. Warhead conventional, detonation partial, explosive force dissipated, environmental impact minimal, threat eliminated completely. NATO territory protected, Article 5 not triggered, war averted. Single missile defense success prevented international catastrophe. Strategic consequences enormous. According to Aviation Week data, SM-6 intercept probability calculated 76% against maneuvering hypersonic targets. Tonight, 100% success. Better than expected, better than tested. Combat performance exceeded specifications. American missile defense validated. Russian hypersonic threat countered. Strategic balance maintained. Investment justified. Congressional funding vindicated. Who wins hypersonic race? Drop your prediction below. Russian Ministry of Defense statement issued 2 hours later. Routine military exercise, test launch, target practice, no NATO assets threatened. Obvious lie. Trajectory tracked. Target identified. Intercept witnessed. International community knows truth. Russia denies anyway. Standard procedure. Plausible deniability. Save face. Propaganda audience domestic, not international. Pentagon response measured. U.S. Navy successfully defended NATO ally against ballistic missile threat. Aegis combat system performed flawlessly. Alliance commitment demonstrated. Further details classified. No gloating, no chest thumping. Professional tone. Operational security maintained. Message clear without specifics. American capability proven. Russian aggression countered. Deterrence reinforced. NATO Secretary General statement immediate. Article 5 collective defense demonstrated tonight. American forces defended Romanian territory. Alliance solidarity absolute. Aggression will not stand. NATO ready respond any threat. Political support, military backing, unified message. Russian provocation failed. Alliance stronger. Credibility enhanced. USS Arleigh Burke remains on station. Magazine depleted 2 SM-6 missiles. 22 remaining. Still capable, still ready, still defending. Crew exhausted, adrenaline fading. Reality sinking in, made history tonight. First hypersonic combat intercept. Changed naval warfare. Proved missile defense viable. Air combat milestone achieved. Strategic implications profound. Russian hypersonic advantage eliminated. Kinzhal vulnerability exposed. Propaganda claims destroyed. American missile defense superiority confirmed. SM-6 capability validated. Future Russian strikes risked. NATO defenses credible. Eastern flank protected. Black Sea contested. Air combat dominance extended beyond aircraft to missiles to space. Multi-domain superiority demonstrated. Intelligence assessment begins immediately. Kinzhal debris recovery attempted. Turkish Navy cooperates. Salvage ships dispatched. Pieces analyzed. Design revealed. Guidance systems examined. Propulsion studied. Countermeasures improved. Every fragment intelligence goldmine. Russian technology exposed. American advantage increased. Air combat learning never stops. MiG-31K launch platform identified. Russian airbase Saki, Crimea. Aircraft tail number confirmed. Pilot unknown. Court-martial unlikely. Followed orders. Mission failure not his fault. Kinzhal inadequate. Russian engineering insufficient. American technology superior. Pilot just messenger. Message received. Hypersonic not unstoppable. SM-6 proves it. Next Kinzhal launch, 3 weeks later. Different target, Poland. Same result. SM-6 intercept. Debris ocean, threat neutralized. Russian testing American defenses. American proving capability repeatedly. Psychological warfare. Technology demonstration. Deterrence building. Every intercept reinforces message. Every success prevents war. Air combat strategy working. Working. Romanian gratitude expressed privately. Public statement restrained. Regional politics complex. Russian energy dependence. Trade relationships. Diplomatic balancing. But privately, Romanian president calls American ambassador. Thanks delivered. Alliance valued. Protection appreciated. NATO membership justified. Security guaranteed. American commitment demonstrated. Trust earned through action, not words. Trump administration claims credit. Former president's statement, "My policies strengthened NATO. My pressure increased defense spending. My leadership enabled tonight's success. Biden just continuing my work." Political posturing, partisan positioning, historical revision, air combat above politics. SM-6 development spans administrations. Success bipartisan. Military capability transcends civilian leadership. Results matter, arguments don't. Congressional Appropriations Committee reviews budget. SM-6 production increase requested. 200 additional missiles. $3.2 billion cost. Bipartisan support immediate. Tonight's success perfect justification. Hypersonic threat real. Defense capability proven. Investment warranted. Votes secured. Funding guaranteed. American industrial base expands. Raytheon production accelerates. Delivery timeline compressed. Fleet inventory increases. Air combat advantage grows. Future hypersonic threats evolving. Russian Zircon, Chinese DF-17, North Korean developments, Iran seeking technology, proliferation inevitable. American response acceleration necessary. SM-6 baseline, next generation development, directed energy options, railgun possibilities, space-based interceptors, multi-layer defense, comprehensive coverage, air combat innovation continues. Superiority maintained through technology investment and strategic vision. Where the sky decides the victor. That tactical quiz. Maximum SM-6 intercept altitude? Answer, B, 110,000 feet altitude capability. Sufficient engage ballistic missiles, exo-atmospheric phase. Hypersonic threats lower altitude but higher speed. SM-6 adapted both scenarios. Versatility unmatched. American engineering excellence. Air combat advantage. 3 questions remain. Can Russia overcome SM-6 capability? Will hypersonic missiles become obsolete? What comes after hypersonic? Subscribe to Air Combat, where aerial supremacy rules. where missile defense protects allies. Where American technology defeats Russian aggression. This is defended waters. This is projected power. This is air combat. Air supremacy, missile dominance, air combat.